Let's take you now to a completely different story and yet another heart-wrenching story. And these are the residents of Standerton today in Mpumalanga who are gathered in Sakhile township for a candlelight ceremony after the murder of 20-year-old Buhlebenkosi Makhanda. Makhanda went missing on Saturday evening and her body was found dumped near a graveyard on Sunday, not far from her home. Let's speak now to Newzroom Afrika's Mweli Masilela, who has been following this story throughout the day. Mweli, good evening to you. Another sad story involving a young woman in South Africa. What happened to Buhlebenkosi?
Yes, indeed, Koli. Another sad story here in South Africa as you look into the fact that when we speak to some of the community members here, as well as the mayor of the local municipality, Sifiso Mgomezulu, he's saying that in a space of about 3-4 weeks, this is an incident, an 8th incident to happen. And that is why many people came here to gather and remember Buhle Makhanda, because there is someone who left home at around 6 p.m. On Saturday, and then she disappeared only to be found dead, her body dumped near a graveyard. And apparently that particular spot has been very problematic. That is why there are plans, according to the municipality here, to at least install some high mass lights to ensure that there is visibility during the night. And now the candlelight ceremony is done, but what you can see, what we can show you, Koli, is the number of candles representing some of the people who came here to say that enough is enough. They are tired of women being attacked here in this particular community. And what's said, according to them, is the fact that up to so far, nobody has been arrested. And seemingly, this is something that has been happening. Even if there are arrests, some of the community activists are worried that justice is not served because some of those people get to be released. But let me speak to some of the community activists, who were part of this ceremony today, Sisondo as well as Sisimbali. Thank you very much for your time. Quite a sad situation here in Standerton, and apparently it's not happening for the first time. It has happened many times.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mweli, and evening to the viewers. Indeed, the reason why we are here as Sondo Foundation, we were gathered here to make sure that Ubuhle rest well and to comfort the family. We are seeing that the police are not doing justice. Every time we report cases, they are just go in vain. So we are here to march, and we will be forever marching to say enough is enough with the GBV and the killings of our girls, especially with Buhle, who was brutally killed and raped. So we will continue to march until our voice is heard, whether by the government or by the policies, but we will never stop.
What went wrong in this community? Because I remember even the other time you were actually leading a march in this community. These awareness campaigns that you've been trying to conduct and government as well, does it mean that they are not working at the present moment? What is it that you think needs to be done now going forward?
I think we need to take a march and go to the justice system in court and raise our voices there, because we work very hard for the perpetrators to brought to justice, but when they get to court, they just got bails or free bails. Then the next time you see them outside.
Sisimbali, let me bring you into the conversation. You are also one person who is very active in this community. From your side, how did you resolve this incident, and also what do you think needs to be done to ensure that such incidents don't happen?
You know, as a mother and as a woman, I am so frustrated, I am so scared, I am so angry as well. We are asking a question as to say what is wrong. I can tell you what is wrong here in Likwa. I think 4 months ago, we submitted a memorandum with grievances to the Department of SAPS when Minister Mkhunu was here. Because what is very wrong here is that the department that is supposed to deal with the gender-based violence cases is under-resourced. Can you believe that even today they are only having one vehicle to service all the victims, to service Standerton and other areas? And this office is not effective because they're not getting enough support. We even wrote a memorandum and it was submitted to the provincial brigadier Umispule, whom we are yet to receive even the responses. If now you can go and ask her that how many vehicles is this department having, they are going to tell you that is one. And lately, even that one that is broken, it is no longer there because it was involved in a car accident. So that tells you that not even if we are trying to fight, but the government is not doing enough in terms of even pumping the resources. Can you believe that even the phone where if a victim you want to reach maybe the investigating officer, even the phones are not working. So I feel what is wrong is that even the government is not really doing enough. Can you imagine that even this morning I personally communicated with Deputy Minister of the Police to say, yes, on Sunday you're in Free State, but today here in Mpumalanga, the same cases are continuing. And we are not seeing, like, we are only hearing the statements and everything. So here in Standerton, we are calling to say, can the very special task teams that they always send to go and investigate such cases, can they also do the same with Buhle? Because it cannot be right that today we are here to support the family, but no one has been arrested. And we are even more worried to say the police are even still investigating. You know, on the case of Twetwe, the police said we are still investigating, and to find out the NPA is saying there's no enough evidence. So now we are fearing to say today nobody has been arrested, then the police are saying they're investigating. What if they say at the initial stage, like there's no enough evidence? So we are very much worried about the justice system of South Africa. Thanks very much, Mr. Mweli.
All right, thank you very much for talking to us, Koli. Those are the voices of some of the community leaders here. I can tell you, Koli, now that just a few days ago, there was a media briefing by the acting provincial police commissioner, Major General Zef Mkhwanazi in Mbombela, and what he said when they released those provincial crime statistics. What came out is that there is an increase in as far as sexual offences are concerned, and they made it very clear that that's the biggest worry, because when you look into the period of January and March, that is the third quarter, first quarter statistics, they are saying that more than 1,000 sexual offences were recorded. And when comparing those stats to the previous year, which is between January and March, you learn that there is an increase of about 128 cases in as far as sexual offences are concerned. So that is why then when you look into the community members, they've got all, they're saying that they are justified to be concerned about this situation. Hence, they are calling for more resources on the ground. As we have heard, they are complaining about the issue of lack of resources. You find that there's only one police van available to service different community members. But of course, we will also hear from the police, because when you listen to the activists here, they're saying that there is a lot that still needs to be done in as far as the issue of policing is concerned. But even after the arrest, they want the justice system to ensure that justice is served for these families. But we will be, in a moment now, speaking also to the family. We understand that the mother of Buhlebenkosi Makhanda will be willing to speak to us. So we'll just have a conversation with her just to get her side of the story as to what is it that she wants to see happening going forward.
Mweli, Masilela live for us there in Standerton, and we'll certainly bring that interview as soon as Mweli is ready with it. And let's remind you that tonight we are going to be speaking to the former Minister of Police, who will tell us what is going wrong in South Africa, particularly as it regards gender-based violence and femicide. Remember, President Ramaphosa declared this the #1 pandemic in the country after COVID-19, and Begicele was at the helm as Minister of Police. He'll reflect tonight on exactly what strategies perhaps are needed.